Sonic Lost World released in 2013 for the Nintendo Wii U and was then later re-released in 2015 on Steam, bringing with it a whopping 100 Steam achievements to unlock. And I'm collecting every trophy and every achievement in every Sonic game, so I decided I wanted it as part of my collection. And guess what? You can't see any of them! So I went in blind, and it wasn't long before I discovered which monster was responsible for such a ridiculous number of achievements. After beating the first act, I found everyone's favourite robot helper, Omochao, and they have a request for me apparently. Being the stand-up human I am, I wanted to help, but this was my downfall. Over their time in the series, all Omochao has ever wanted to do was to help people. But it wasn't that simple for them. You see, a lot of people find Omochao annoying, and so Omochao was beaten, kicked, thrown off cliffs, spin dashed, punched, shot, and just outright abused over their time in the series, and it would appear that at this point in time, Omochao is absolutely and utterly sick of everyone and everything. So in an act of vengeance, he has locked me into performing deeds to satisfy his crazy demands. And what are these demands exactly? It's menial labour. So after jumping into Windy Hill Act 2 and meeting everyone's favourite villain, Zavok, yay, Zavok's here, I beat my first mission for targeting 4 Orbinauts at the same time. Ah, cool, okay, these are the achievements. Log on! Oh, please tell me the achievements are all based around his missions. Oh, no. That's right, Omochao isn't messing around, and to get all the achievements in Sonic Lost World, we'll need to finish the list of 100 inane, irritating and frankly irresponsible tasks. And when I say Omochao isn't messing around, I genuinely mean it. Because in order to complete this list, we're going to need to do all of the following. Collect roughly 33,000 rings, jump 360 times, beat over 1,100 enemies, often with specific methods, utilise every power-up to collect even more rings and beat even more enemies and do other stuff, complete 9 levels without losing a life, and then another 9 levels without even taking damage, and then take down every final act boss without taking a hit. God damn it, Omochao. And at the end of the level, we get an item for completing it. Cool. Fun fact, I never learned what these radar things do throughout this entire playthrough, and I still don't know what they do, so let me know in the comments. Omochao sets up another task to replace the one we've just done, so I decide nice and early that the best bet for me is to continue progressing the game as normal, but to go back to levels when needed to make sure I've always got missions to complete. Windy Hill Act 3 is a speedy, twisting tunnel level that could likely trigger someone's vertigo, but it's also a great place to get go for a spin for spin dashing for 2 seconds straight. Nice. I'm really still trying to figure out how to control this game. Sonic just feels really weird in comparison to other games here. We rip through Windy Hill Act 4, grabbing Ring Saver for getting 500 rings and beating Zaz, one of the weird little antagonists of this game. Something quite nice is that one of Omochao's other missions here is to collect 750 rings, so you can progress both the 500 and 750 ring missions at the same time. At this point, you might be wondering why I'm only doing 3 missions at a time. We can only have up to 3 active at any point, and Omochao decides what you have to do next, so we truly are at the mercy of this robotic megalomaniac. Next we're introduced to Desert Ruins Act 1, which is a level you should get very familiar with if you're going to go for all the achievements on this game, because there is so much you can do here, including getting an extra life pretty early on, giving us the achievement 3-ups for collecting 3 plush Sonic heads, 1-up icons in levels. Soon after is Act 2, one of the few pure dash levels akin to the Mark Speed sections in Sonic 06, but with more control and honestly less fun. You can still use Sonic's main attacks. Locking onto multiple enemies allows for homing attacks, but Sonic can also kick enemies away, which helps with armoured enemies. We can also do it to regular enemies, and we do this with the bees and get the boot for kicking an enemy into another enemy, before later collecting that total of 750 rings. Secret rings, hey, nice reference. Our next 3 missions are running 10 meters across a wall, destroying 50 enemies, and finding a hidden room with the Indigo Asteroid. Did I mention that Wisps are back? Yeah, they're back for some reason, and as usual they're a bit hit and miss. Certain levels have Wisps available in them for unspecified gameplay reasons, and there are plenty of missions involving Wisp usage, mostly to collect rings or kick butt. We find our way back to Windy Valley 2 as there's an Indigo Wisp there, and if we travel far enough a wormhole appears that we can enter. Find the bonus room. Cool, nice and simple. Omochao gives us the most inane mission yet. Jump 30 times. And then we head to Desert Ruins Act 2, or Desert Ruins, which is a pretty sweet pun. I'll see myself out. There are plenty of enemies here as well, so we're attacking and kicking them like we would Omochao in other games, and not only do we get up, and away for jumping those 30 times, we get 50 enemies for beating 50 enemies. That is a disappointing achievement name. There are red rings to collect here, by the way. Each level has 5 red rings, and I actually don't know what you get for getting more of them. There is so much to collect in this game. And it's a good thing I like collecting things, because I'm going to be collecting creatures in EvoMon, published by the sponsor of today's video, Red Deer Games. As an achievement hunter, I love to collect things, and one of my favourite types of game is the Monster Tamer games. So that's why I was so excited when Red Deer Games reached out ahead of the Nintendo Switch release of EvoMon, created by Beowulfus Universum. It's reminiscent of Tamagotchi-style monster raising, and there are 49 different EvoMon to collect with over 140 evolutions. You hatch your EvoMon from an egg and raise it up from a baby to an adult EvoMon using a variety of fun mini-games, including this berry catching one that for some reason reminds me of one of the mini-games in the Sonic Advance Chow Garden, as well as this definitely not inspired by Flappy Bird one that I really like, as well as this skill tester style game that really tests your reaction times. Once your EvoMon reach adulthood, you can challenge the arena and fight to earn coins, or do my favourite part of the game, the expeditions. There are several items and a boss to fight in each one, but you can only do so much per expedition. What do you go for? How do you use your resources? It's really fun, and once your EvoMon dies, you can freeze it and splice its DNA with others to create brand new EvoMon with secret monsters to unlock as well. Now, it has been released on Steam for a while, and it's an enjoyable game with cozy feels, and I'm really enjoying getting the achievements on there, but if I can be honest, it really gives off those old school Game Boy vibes and really feels like it was born to be played on handheld. Luckily, it just released on Nintendo Switch with publishing from Red Deer Games, and now it feels even better. The mini-games handle well, and it's a great little Monster Tamer title to hop in and out of. The team at Beowulfus Universum have made something really fun, so if you like collecting things and have a soft spot for Monster Tamer games, click on the link in the description to see EvoMon for yourself. Thanks again to Red Deer Games for sponsoring this video. Now it's time to beat the Zeti of this area, Zomom, who is just a walking, talking food pun device really. But more notably, we must traverse Desert Ruins Act 4, which is yet another level you'll be returning to a lot if you complete these missions. So many are best completed here. And to prove our point, we get homing in for defeating an enemy with a multi-lock on homing attack. See, when you're targeting certain enemies, the rings multiply and you do a more powerful homing attack. And it lets you do more damage to things. Perfect! Final hit, homing in. Awesome, awesome. Story-wise, Sonic screws the pooch by destroying Eggman's chances of controlling the Zeti, and the robots are taken over by Zavok. Yay, my hero! And we unlock the next zone. But first, it's back to Windy Hill to get achievements. Running along the wall in Act 3 gets me The Ground is Lava, and collecting 10 rings as a Cyan Laser gets me 10 Cyan Rings. Act 2 lets me get climbing practice for climbing 5 ledges with the parkour system, and Wall Jumper for doing a wall jump. Upon receiving the rewards, we get access to the first of 4 frustrating missions, the Black Bomb missions. Omochao wants us to use the new Black Bomb Wisp to destroy an enemy. Sounds pretty easy, right? But it has to be with the explosion. You see, not only is it tough to get the explosion to work where you want it to if you're using this, as enemies are pretty erratic and move around, it's a one-shot. You only get limited access to Black Bomb Wisps as a reward for certain missions in the Steam version, whereas it was a Miiverse item in the Wii U edition. So if you mess this up, you've got to do some annoying work to get another chance. Luckily, I'm pretty good at this game. Oh, god damn it! God. Oh man. Yeah, I was kidding, and yes, I hear you all cry out. Skill issue. Look, it's not all doom and gloom, as at the end of this mission I get small bonus for getting 3-point bonuses at the end of a level, but still, I'll need to wait for another Black Bomb to get another shot. And more frustratingly, it means until I get that next Black Bomb, I can only have 2 achievable missions active at one time. After crushing 10 pieces of terrain with an indigo asteroid for Rip Up the Place, I found myself very irritated and decided to look up how to get black bombs and came across something interesting. If you didn't know already, Sonic Lost World on the Wii U actually had 3 pieces of DLC. Most memorably, the Legend of Zelda DLC, where you played a little adventure map and Sonic was dressed as Link. There was also a Yoshi-based level, which was really cool as well. Those DLCs are not on Steam, owing to understandable licensing issues, Nintendo being protected with their IP, blah blah blah, etc, middle, but the third part of the DLC is still here, which is the Night Boss Rush level. You play easier Nights-themed versions of each mini-boss, which is really cool in of itself, as there are some awesome lighting effects and really cool designs, but once you've beaten it, you get a little reward. There it is, Black Bomb! So you can infinitely farm them, it just kind of takes some time. That's awesome. I'm really happy that's the thing, because otherwise this was gonna suck. And there we go. Achievement unlocked. Ah, thank God. It turns out there's something else you can do with the Black Bomb missions, but we're going to save that for a little bit later. First, we use part of Sonic's parkour moveset to move across the ceiling, unlocking Acrobat Extraordinaire, before progressing more of the story, running through Tropical Coast, besting Master Zeke, and taking on the first part of Level 4, Frozen Factory, before we pop ring collecting for accumulating 1,000 rings for Omochao. There's a dumb cutscene with Sonic and Tails arguing because, you know, they tried to add stakes to this game for some reason, before we return to Desert Ruins Act 4 to tackle 2 missions. So beating enemies by bouncing is kind of tough, because if you're not careful it locks on, there's a homing kick. If you can get far over him it kind of works, but I'm still trying to work out the best method for this one. Also the Drill Wisp. If I keep doing this and going in and out, yeah, Drill Jumper, 5 times. But Omochao has a trick up his sleeve. Oh, not another bomb mission. 3 enemies with 1 bomb. Who hurt this robot, man? I popped to Windy Hill to finish my bounce kills for an ounce of bounce, and then we use the Indigo Asteroid to get 100 Indigo Rings, before returning to Frozen Factory to ruin Xena's nails and try out a supposed piece of tech. Now, apparently Act 4 of Frozen Factory supposedly has something like cool you can do with Black Bomb missions. It makes it much easier. Yeah, okay, right, it's these ice blocks. Under certain circumstances, they get counted as enemies, so if I turn into the Black Bomb, yeah, there we go, I got points for the blocks and it counts as enemies, so that's the 3 Black Bomb kill mission done. Amazing, that's so much easier. Oh, also the spin dash kill mission. I wasn't expecting him to hit that. Nice, nice. I headed over to Desert Ruins Act 4 for Drilled, where I killed 10 enemies as the Yellow Drill, and then head over to Tropical Coast to collect rings as the Orange Rocket, before Omochao made a mistake in his nefarious wrongdoings. Or 50 rings at the end of a level. Oh, I can get a clean sweep. If I do Act 4, yeah, I can get all 3 at once. Yeah, nice, nice. First, I get to the drill section and stay as the Yellow Drill for 30 seconds straight for the achievement, A Will to Drill. Awesome. And I'm really close to the 1250. Yeah, deep pockets. Yeah, the naming's mostly pretty good on this. Yeah. Now, I was also given a mission to finish a level with 50 rings, so as long as I don't screw up Zomon, we're golden. Yeah, the 50 zone, nice. Is the rare triple. Screw you, Omochao. As revenge, he tasks me to beat 75 enemies, collect 50 rings as the Red Eagle, and then another 100 as the Magenta Rhythm. The ever-loving the Magenta Rhythm. Luckily, next zone in the story, Silent Forest Act 1, has the Crimson Eagle, so I sweep through that achievement and make sure to murk as many enemies as I can whilst doing so. Omochao is clearly worried about my skill as he throws in a new task. Beat Zaz in the world's final zone without getting hit. Interesting. This is final zone. Is that like final zone in the game? Oh, that's Magenta Rhythm. Alright, let's get it. Silent Forest Act 2 is a weird Crash Bandicoot style level, but there are plenty of enemies. We get the 75 enemies achievement with ease and learn to work Magenta Rhythm Wisp so that we can get 100 Magenta Rings. Magenta Rings all done. Such a filler achievement. A lot of these feel like filler, to be honest. Unfortunately, with the achievements being tied to these missions, the whole experience is starting to feel a bit drawn out and on the tedious side, especially with only 3 missions being available at any one time to complete. There's at least some fun in Silent Forest Act 4 with some stylish looking sections thrown around for fun. After completing that level, a secret act in Tropical Coast popped up, so I tried it out. Collecting heaps of rings and 1-ups, this allowed me to pop 6 ups for getting 6 lives before I cleared the entire world of Sky Road, all 4 acts, only getting rings to spare in Act 4. Oh look, Zavok's here! Yay! Oh, this is annoying. This is annoying. Oh, why isn't he dying? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Oh, yeah, okay, cool, and he's dead. That took me longer than it really should have. Oh lord. Next up is the final main world of Sonic Lost World, Lava Mountain. And in Act 1, I go for the achievement Clean Zaz for beating Zaz without taking damage. Okay, so I'm going to waste time here because I remember that the Red Wings spawn in like weird places and it's easier to get them early. There we go, that's number 5. And let's take Zaz down. No achievement. Huh. I didn't get hit though. Did I misread this? Yeah, it turns out I misunderstood or misread or something. Look, I'll blame someone else for that. But essentially, instead of it being in that final zone, it means the final zone of each world. So yeah, I quickly run back to Windy Hill Act 4 so I can slap Zaz in the teeth. It grants us Clean Zaz, and that means that we can get back to having 3 achievable missions each time. Yeah, you thought me had me, didn't you, you little robotic bastard? Lava Mountain Act 3 is a tough level in general, with a mix of 2D wall climber sections and 3D enemy batteries to run through. But to get some red rings, you need to do a long wall run section. Luckily, I've got a mission for wall running, so yeah, I should probably learn how to do that properly. There we go, wall runner, and I'm dead, but I got wall runner, yay! I have a final face-off with Zavok, who grows massive and tries to show me he's a boss, but he's actually just terrible at life, so he dies to a few small blocks hitting him on the noggin, and we have the actual final boss. This is so easy. Oh, I forgot how easy this was. Zavok was genuinely harder in Sky Road. Like, the only thing I've got to worry about is the plat. Oh, hang on, that's not what I meant. Don't Google that one, guys. Don't. And there we go. That is Lost World beaten. And this, yeah. I was really hoping that I remembered it being on the worst side of life. I just remembered it wrong and stuff, but nah. So now that the game's been beaten, I've got access to every single level I need to complete Omochao's stupid list, and we've still got 64 missions to go. Let's get this done. I spin dash for 5 seconds in Windy Hill Act 1 to get spin dashing, and then also clear the level with a total of 75 rings for the 75 zone. Next, Omochao asked me to beat the level without dying, and also to beat Zomom in Desert Ruins Act 4 without getting hit. Well, let's get a 2 for 1, hey. No death, no damage. I wonder how the achievements actually pop up like this. There's the first. Oh, cute, it stacks up. Nice. I get Indigo 20 for spending 20 seconds in Asteroid form, which for reference you can only do in the bonus rooms, before heading to Tropical Coast to get Medium bonus, which we can get for getting 5 small bonuses at the end of a level. I'm going to go for the 4 targets with a homing attack mission here too as well, might as well. There, target, homing, and a flourish. Oh, it's beautiful. Kind of nice when you get the hang of this combat, actually, it feels alright. Now, the reason I'm here is you get fired out of the cannon to the gold capsule. You just got to aim it properly. Oh, beautiful, look at that. Fantastic stuff. Next, we hit Desert Ruins 1 for 5 wall jumps before heading up Act 2 for a couple of things. Okay, so this is an easy kill level for the 100 enemies mission I have. There, 100 enemies. That was so easy. And that's the final red ring for this world. I wonder what happens. Ooh, I get a Chaos Emerald. Oh, okay. Oh, I can turn into Supersonic, right? That's going to make the end game so easy. Oh, yeah. Oh, another Black Bomb mission. Thanks, Omochao. This Black Bomb mission from Omochao is a little different. You get to be the bomb for a bit before it explodes, and so for 50 black rings, we're going to need to collect 50 rings as the black bomb before the explosion. Luckily, this is very simple in a certain part of Act 1 of Windy Hill. There's a section near the middle of the level with lots of rings in a row, so turn into the bomb and just roll through them all. 50 black rings! Thank God that was only one attempt. I figured this would be a lot harder, actually, yeah. And 100 zone for beating the level with 100 rings. Ooh, 1750 rings. Jump 100 times and beat Master Zeke. Oh, it's a triple again! I seriously get so excited when I can clear 2 or 3 in one run. It just makes this whole process so much quicker. You should never do unpaid labour like this, especially for someone like Omochao. Tropical Coast Act 4 has plenty of shiny yellow circles that we need, so I quickly pop Ring Gatherer and jump a bunch for up, up and gone before taking on Master Zeke. I remember Zeke being a bit of a zickhead, so I'm going to test something. So I should try and use these items, right? So if I shield, so do I need to not get hit or not take damage, right? So because it says damage, but it could mean not get hit. No, I got hit and still popped the achievement. So yeah, it surely is no damage. Good to know. Oh, that was achievement 50 as well. I'm halfway there! Yes! Yes! Next up is Peacemaker, one of the more interesting missions in this set because it means completing a whole level without touching a single enemy. I needed to get the last red ring in Windy Hill Act 3, so I took the red shiny and the achievement at the same time. Next was another return to Desert Ruins 4 for the 50 yellow rings achievement, whilst also bouncing on as many enemies as possible for another bounce kill achievement. These bounce kills are really annoying, man. And the other thing is, like, if you turn away from the enemy and then you bounce, there's no lock on. The final one, perfection. Bounced about. Ah, cool. Now to finish the rest of the level without taking a single hit from anything. Plain zone. Take that, Zaz. I visited Windy Hill 4 again to destroy 20 pieces of terrain with the Indigo Wisp, and spoiler alert, the only way this game erases your progress is if you exit the level, so death shenanigans work really well to quickly mop up these achievements. I popped by the casino and Frozen Factory to finish up Ring Hoarder for collecting 2,000 rings as well. It's a real shame that it's not cumulative, like the 1,500 I got earlier doesn't count towards the 2,000 I'm doing now. Like, I get it's to extend the game and, you know, it's meant to be challenging and stuff, but it's just fluff at this point. Ring Hoarder, nice, nice, nice. Okay, 2 ring challenges to take down and take Xena without a hit. Frozen Factory 4, anyone? This level is really good for collecting rings, by the way. There's a lot that you can get. This Xena fight is ridiculously easy, so 2 multi-lock homing attacks mess up her hair enough that she runs away, allowing me to pop clean Xena and the 150 zone at the same time. Since I was collecting rings, I went for one of the toughest red rings in the game, Silent Forest Act 3, which is also a great area to do any wall jumping challenges. After about 10 deaths, I finally got the red ring and got to the end of the level, which meant I could focus on my missions again. I got the 200 zone for clearing Silent Forest 1 with 200 rings, and after 2 more runs, 3 zone life for beating 3 zones without death. We then had yet another Yellow Wisp mission, so I went back to Desert Ruins 4 to get Ringmaster for 2,250 rings, and Drill Jumper Extraordinaire for jumping in around like it's Sandopolis. Next was Desert Ruins 1 for a big boost to the 200 enemy kill mission, as this has the most enemies in any single level and it's really easy to boot as well. It's also great for spin dash kills, which I need for quite dashing. I popped over to Sky Road to grab more red rings and take down strings of enemies, unlocking the achievement for 200 enemies. Why are the achievement names like kind of wishy-washy? Like, quite dashing was a cool pun. 200 enemies, like, just boring. I grinded out the last few red rings into Sky Road and Lava Mountain, meaning I only have 2 Chaos Emeralds left. I'm excited to see how Supersonic handles in the game. I popped 9 ups for collecting 9 1-ups, the 250 zone for beating a level with 250 rings, and Ring Leader for getting 2,500 rings. Oh, guys, I just thought of something. There's a lot of ring collecting missions here, and they're kind of all blending together, but like, I don't know the names of them. What if one's called Ring King? What if I'm about to do Ring King again for the 4th time? I mean, this just feels like Forces Ring King as well. Like, it really does. God, I really don't want to do this. We've got to kill Zora in this level, and honestly, I don't know if I've said it, but Zora is my least favourite. I know I clown on Zavok, but I hate Zora. Like, I physically recoil with cringe when he talks. That's how bad he is. Luckily, we beat his dumb face in seconds, unlocking He's a Zora Loser before showing off my Sonic skill by wall jumping 10 times. I hope I'm doing a good job of making this video entertaining, because these achievements are Omochao has put in are just variations of the same stuff, and it feels monotonous, man. Like, you know it's bad when it's making the Sonic Forces trophy list look fun. I smashed Frozen Factory Act 1 to get red rings without taking any damage for the achievement 3 clean zones, traipse along the walls for a while to get the nicely named It's Wall About Speed, and go back to Windy Hill to rinse and repeat killing enemies with the Indigo Asteroid for Nothing Can Escape. Desert Ruins Act 2 is my next playground for 2 achievements, the Bouncer and Large Bonus. So we're at this level for bouncing on 30 enemies, and Large Bonus for getting 8 bonuses at the end of the level, and this level is perfectly poised for both. If I face away from the enemies, bounce kill them, and then throw myself off a bridge. Repeat. Beautiful. The Bouncer. Well done me. Now, super fun fact about the achievement, the Bouncer. 2.4% of Steam players have got this achievement. And what's fun about it is we're now at the point that every single remaining achievement in this game has 2.4% of players beating it. So when you get to this mission, when you get to this point in the achievement list, most people just complete it from here. It's really interesting. So let's take this secret cannon. See, I looked back at my footage and I got 8 bonuses really easy when I got the red ring here. So yeah, super easy. Large bonus. Awesome. I lined up 6 motor bugs for the locksmith achievement, which was actually trickier than it looked. And I made a beeline straight for the cyan laser to get laser guided for murking 20 enemies with the cyan laser. All the while I hoarded more rings than Smaug for ring collector. And then we start on what could be one of the hardest achievements in the game. Zavok Havoc for taking down Zavok in Sky Road Act 4 without taking a hit. My previous attempt was not good. I did not vibe with this boss if I'm honest, so I made a couple of stops prior to collect a secret weapon. Okay, Emerald 6. Ah yes, final Emerald. Good to know you don't get achievements for getting more. I feel like you really should. I'd really like to redo this achievement list actually. Okay, so Sky Road Act 4, let's get it. Alright, I'm gonna lose my rings if I do this because I'm not paying attention, so... Supersonic. Alright, game on. Let's go Zavok, you little bitch. This truly is the easy way around this boss. You're invincible, and as long as you don't fall off or waste time getting into the edge, you're fine. There we go, that's Zavok Havoc. I was kind of dreading this one, but nah, that went well. Good cheese. Omochao, you are just wasting time. Give up, son. I decided that since we'll inevitably get one of those missions for the Eggman boss, if we do get that, I will make that the final achievement of this video. But first, more missions, and they are getting trickier. Rolling around at the speed of sound has a wonderful name, but has you spin dash for 10 seconds straight without stopping, including jumping. Luckily, the tube levels are adept for this one if you spin around them but slightly push forward at the same time. Next was the 300 zone for completing a level with 300 rings, the phenomenally named spin and win time for beating 30 enemies with the spin dash, collecting 3,000 total rings for shiny rings, and blast off for jumping 250 times. It's a bit of a shame that Omochao's missions are just time wasters at this point. Collecting rings and doing deathless runs makes sense, but jumping 250 times and going back to levels to wall jump 10 times are just monotonous at this point. At least the next achievements, 5 zone life and 5 clean zones, actually felt entertaining because you had to be careful in certain sections. Well, until I remembered that I could just melt the entire thing with Supersonic and not have to care. But I feel like I'm complaining, but this is just a grind. At first it was stuff that you just got through playing, like beating the level, but now it's just a time sink. Yeah, maybe I should have just held off on Supersonic for a bit more challenge. I think part of the issue is I just want to be done now so I can start on my next platinum run. After I cleared 250 enemies, we came to our next achievement, a wall jumper for doing 20 wall jumps. And this one was actually cool. So I've tried doing more wall jumps in my normal spots, but there's not enough to actually get 20 in a row. And I was thinking about it, and I have an idea for where this works. Lava Mountain Act 3 has 3 boss fights, and the final one is versus everyone's favourite, Zavok. Yeah. During the Zavok fight, we jump up these blocks and bounce the TNT to hit him. Yeah, there's a wall climb section, and it's really big. And I reckon this is where we can hit the 20. Alright, we're looking good. Here we go. No, oh no! Oh, okay, right, my bad. Back to 1. Here we are. Okay, it's 20. It's not popped. Oh, it's not popped. I've just got to get... Ah! Oh, okay. Oh, okay, it pops when you get off the wall jump. Okay, awesome. A wall jumper, complete. Awesome. After an actually interesting, challenging mission, Omochao puts us back to his regularly scheduled bullshit. I hit Frozen Factory 4 to kick 100 enemies to death and finish a level with 350 rings. Fun fact, doing this as Supersonic isn't a great idea owing to ring consumption, but instead we can use the Skyroad Secret Act to gather an insane amount of rings thanks to Supersonic's ring magnet ability. We crushed the 350 zone and hit almost 4,000 rings, so a quick stop in Desert Ruins finishes an ocean of rings whilst we kick all manner of things in the face. Soon enough, Kicker gets unlocked and we don't have to kick enemies again unless it's on our own terms. We return to Windy Hill for 50 Cyan rings, which is arguably the simplest place to get it, and pop over to Act 4 for some asteroid terrain destruction shenanigans, pop in, destroy the place. We're so near the end, but I did just unlock a black bomb for that Cyan laser mission, so I think I've got another black bomb mission. Yeah, okay, 5 enemies at once. But it is a level 4 bomb, so I should be able to do that trick in Frozen Factory again, right? So, is this gonna be alright? Oh, it's an explosion, okay. Big black bomb, yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, I'm not going to complain. I've taken down the Black Bomb missions and Omochao is frustrated and throwing everything he can at us, but he's at his limit. We only have 7 missions left. We hit Desert Ruins Act 1 to get both our ring and kill counter, as we need to take down 300 enemies and collect 4,500 rings, but also for Crimson Flight, where we need to fly for 30 seconds as the Crimson Eagle. So I tried this before and it failed, but it seems there is a specific spot that will let you do this flight one. See, I've got the Wisp. If I activate it here, well, I fall, right? But if I use it now, I can reach this set, yep, and then get the flight. Oh, I missed it. Okay, right. We can retry. We have the technology. Yeah, that's much more stylish. And we're getting that continuing chain. Mission 76, Crimson Flight. Yes. Next is our final drill mission, Yellow Drill Master for 20 jumps. God, I hope this is the last time I have to play this level. You just gotta go in a circle, man. Like, this is a joke. I'm kind of over this now. 300 enemies for beating a boss. That's actually kind of dope. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Nice. I head to Tropical Coast to get 50 rings as the Orange Rocket, unlocking 50 orange rings. And once we turn that mission in, Omochao gives us his final request. Okay, that's mission 100. As I suspected, beat Eggman in Lava Mountain. Oh, the finish line's in sight. I headed to Silent Forest Act 2 as there's a simple magenta rhythm section with lots of rings. If you just hammer the jump button, it keeps giving you rings. I used some death shenanigans to reset and soon we got 200 magenta rings, and not long after that, 4,500 rings for 4,500 rings. Achievement 99. Why did they give that a cool name? Actually, it wasn't, it actually wasn't Ring King, so, yeah, I think I came out on top. And this brings us to our last achievement, Scrambled, for beating Dr. Eggman without taking any damage in Lava Mountain. It's the final hurdle before Omochao can go away. Okay, no Supersonic, no items, just me, skill, and this egg-shaped man. The fight is pretty simple. There are 3 main attacks, a bullet barrier attack that starts straight but varies to be wavy, a sideways laser that you need to jump over repeatedly, and the clap attack which requires correct jumping timing to avoid. It's once a first and then twice later. Oh man, that's stupid of me. Oh, I should just quit out. Nah, actually, let's just die. I'll restart and go again. Battle starts again, let's go! Got the jump, nice. Alright, the waves are coming. It's just so simple. This is just a really easy boss. Jump. 1, 2, 3. Jump. Yep. That's it. Eggman down. Where's my achievement? Where's my f***ing achievement? Oh. So it turns out with these boss attack missions, you have to do it first try. If you die and restart the fight, it still counts as you getting hit. I never discovered this as I one-shot all the other bosses before. You grimy little bastard. Alright. Couldn't just let me have it, could you? I went back through the fight, now knowing the jump timing and executing it pretty much flawlessly. First jump. Second. Alright, time to die. And there we go, Scrambled. We've completed the Lost World achievement list. All 100 achievements are done. I never have to play this game again. Alright, well, let's see what Omochao has to say for himself. The mission's complete, that's it. He's run away! Oh, there's no reward! You little bugger! Completely run away. You actual coward. Oh, I can't believe that. Oh, rude. And that's all there is to it. Sonic Lost World, the only title so far where all of the achievements are exclusive to Steam. As you can tell, I didn't particularly enjoy this grind and I really don't recommend doing it unless you want to be a completionist. Thank you so much for watching this. For the next episode in this series, I will be back on the PlayStation consoles, and rather than tease you any longer, I will just let you know I'm playing Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing. I'm really looking forward to replaying this one. So that's the next Sonic Platinum. Will that be my next actual Platinum video though? I'm not sure, it all depends on timing because I've got something planned for the start of September I'm really excited about. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again to reddeer.games for sponsoring this video. And now if you want to see a video with a really good set of achievements, check out my Sonic Unleashed video or click the other one on screen for another great Platinum run or Sonic challenge.